Hey guys, welcome to Night Owls, and hi Sasha.
Hey.
As you see, we're not at the Wolf's Lair tonight. We're in Sasha's apartment, and the reason for that is because Sasha she bought me tickets because she wanted to see Grease. I saw that movie years ago, and I don't know if I ever saw it on the big screen. That's the first time I saw it on the big
I've
screen.
seen on the big screen
It's
three
a
times.
lot better. It's a lot
Yeah.
better when you see that. It's a fun musical. It's a musical we were talking about. They probably couldn't do that movie today
No.
because they made fun of that one guy being a homosexual, even though he
Right.
wasn't the nerd. And also, it was a very white movie,
Right.
and you couldn't have a movie that was all white like that.
No.
They had some extras, maybe that
Well,
black.
some of the people in the band.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this water tastes good. So, we went after my round table today. Round table was at my home. Then I came down here. So tomorrow morning I'm going to do the show from here. Then I'm going to go back, and I have to go back because as we were driving out, another tree fell across my driveway, and it wasn't a huge as like a branch, and I was able to move part of it over. But I got to get my chainsaw tomorrow and just cut that up. So I got work to do. Then I need to mow the lawn. So a lot of stuff to do. But it's great to be here with you guys. And we already got a power chat from Kim. And thank you, Kim. He's our friend in Finland. And his power chat was simple, but thank you. We do appreciate that. Is just, he just said, oh, well, just love you. So that's kind of a cryptic message. What do you think he meant by that?
Maybe just what it says.
Oh, well, just love you. Well, we love you too. Thank you very much for your support. And I did bring this home. So if you give it like a $10 chat or more, we get the cowbell to irritate Sasha.
Yeah,
if you want to irritate Sasha.
And Louise, because she's over
yes.
your ears, we're like, what is that?
And probably the neighbors. So it's a good way to irritate people in Fayetteville. So $10 or more, we appreciate that. And you can give on Power Chat. And we also have Stream Elements. And on YouTube, we have Super Chats, and Night Owls, we have Rants. So either one is fine. And let me make sure I'm going okay on Rants. We're going okay on Rumble. So Night Owls, we currently stream both on YouTube and Rumble. And the reason is because usually we don't get into too many serious topics that would get us into trouble with YouTube.
No, you can always put it just on Rumble if you want.
We could, yeah. This water tastes good. I am thirsty, so that actually hits the spot. So it's been a good week. Sasha had her birthday yesterday, and how'd you like your birthday, Sasha?
It was good.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Sasha, we had some relatives and friends, and she had her party. It was really good, and yeah, it was a fun time. I think so.
I made everybody chicken and waffles.
Oh, we got this is from Robert. It is $10. All right. Sasha runs away. I know. Well, see, you can scare the cat, scare the women, and scare the diversity around here. Robert, and here's Robert. Thank you very much, Robert. Rams. Sorry, one political first thing here, but that's okay. On Night Out, we can address political issues if you have any questions. The reason, you got Sweetie.
Guy to show you.
Yeah, we'll get to your question first. Show him Sweetie on their stream
this
here.
This is my new cat, but he's my old cat too.
Yeah, this is a great cat, by the way.
He's huge. Look at how.
It's a monster cat.
He's
it's
like
a male.
Garfield, and he just hangs out at the food dish all day.
He just eats.
But he was up. I thought I'd show him.
It was Sasha's father's cat. We got two animals from Sasha's dad. When he died, he had a dog and a cat, so they needed a home. So the dog I have here.
The cat started out as mine. Like 5 years ago, I had the cat. Somebody dumped him off outside, and he stayed with me, but he kept getting beat up. So I just asked my dad if he would take him because he lived in the country because he could go in and out.
Right.
So they were a good fit, and the cat liked it there. So he's been there since like 2017. And so, but now he's back.
He's a good cat. He really is. He's a huge cat, but he's not mean to the other cats. He's pretty chill.
Well, kind of. Him and Buddy don't like each other. They'll swat each other and stuff. But you can read the question now.
No, it's good. I'm glad you brought Sweetie in there. So that's the name of it. It sounds like a girl's name, but
I thought it was a girl at first because somebody told me that. And so I called him Minnie, and then I
Mhm.
found out it was a boy, and so I just said change it to Sweetie.
Robert, $10. Rams, sorry, one political thing here, but that's fine. You can do politics here. This isn't the focus of the show, but we take political questions. But you at this point feel no more sympathy for Biden regime or the usual suspect? No, I never felt sympathy for Biden. Biden's speech at Howard reminds us we cannot be left alone or live in peace with these people. They are demonic. Yeah, I'm going to discuss this a little bit more. This was, Sash, I don't know if you saw this. Biden spoke at the commencement address for Howard, and that's a black university. And first of all, right off the bat, could you imagine just having a white university? That would not be tolerated.
Yeah.
But they have a black university, and he just went on an anti-white spiel, saying the real problem is white supremacism. Like all the killings in this country every week, it's not being done by whites, but it's amazing how they invert. And yeah, we will discuss that in depth, very much so. So thank you for that.
You just got a $20 one from Rich Mountains.
Oh, Rich Mountain,
the cowbell.
Yeah, we get this $20, Rich Mountain. Thank you.
It's a silent birthday cowbell shake. LOL, belated birthday. Thank you.
This is for silent. Okay, so silent. So this is for Sasha. So Rich gave Sasha some love. Thank you. So it's a silent cowbell bell. Ding, ding, ding. It was funny because the reason we did I don't know how I came up with that cowbell. Is this one day I had a virtual cowbell on, my show, and people liked it. And after I said that, we had 2 people send me cowbells.
Yeah.
One, Dave, who's a great friend of ours in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And then someone anonymous, they didn't put their name. And that's fine. Some people send us stuff and we don't know who they are, and that's cool. And it was a bigger cowbell. I just have the small cowbell tonight. But thank you, Rich. I ring the bigger cowbell silently for Sasha. Yeah, Sasha had her birthday.
We went horseback riding.
We did. And it was we did that before, and it was, I thought it was pretty fun.
This is the 3rd time I've been.
Yeah, you never horseback riding until you met me.
Well, I was on a horse once. My friend parents had a horse, but I was kind of nervous on that, and we didn't really go on a very long walk.
Yeah, and I took a picture of Sasha and loaded it up on Twitter and wished her a happy birthday. But this was on her birthday, and it was nice. This is in Eureka Springs, and if you guys ever go to Northwest Arkansas, which I highly recommend, I'm biased, but I think Northwest Arkansas is the prettiest part of Arkansas. It's the Ozark Mountains. It's not as hot and humid as further south. Mm-hmm. And we have mountains here. I mean, they're not huge mountains like the Rocky Mountains, but I think they're beautiful. And Eureka Springs is a pretty town, a lot of mountains around there. And it was a beautiful horse ride through a river. The horses went through a creek.
Yeah, and Paul's horse stumbled like 3 times.
My horse was like ready for the glue factory or something. It almost fell down 4 times. Maybe I'm fat, but it was like, he fell down. And I'm like, dang. And so, yeah, my horse was kind of, it wasn't just us 2. There's another family.
Yeah, there's quite a few people.
Yeah, there's about like 8 of us, right? Mm-hmm. Or something like that. So it was a lot of fun.
For that, because the first time we ever went, it was just me, you, and the guy.
Yeah.
When we went in Colorado because of COVID, they were kind of shut down and not doing many rides or whatever. And then we rode 2 years ago, and it was just our friends and us.
Did you always like horses?
Yeah.
A lot of women love horses. Why is that?
I don't know. I love all animals except snakes.
Oh yeah. Women hate snakes, but a lot of women love horses.
Scary.
Yeah. So, I'm always neutral to horses. I don't love or hate them. I'm just, I don't care.
You've shown people Button before, haven't you?
Yeah, Button. I've taken his picture. You want to pick him up and we can show him here if you guys want to show him.
Oh, she's so fat.
This is technically Sasha's dog. There she is. She's a good dog. And she's she's a mutt. I said she was a skipper key because we took one of those apps to see what she was most like. And it came up skipper key, which I never heard that. It came up
like 56% skipper key.
Yeah, so it's a mutt, but she's a real sweet dog, as you see there.
Well, last night, Mosca brought his dog over, and he had a big border collie. And this dog was like scared to death of the border collie and started to try to fight with the border collie at first. It was barking and acting crazy. And then the border collie was like, oh, you want to play? Yeah. Started to go up to her, and then she got all scared.
Yeah.
And stayed hidden in the bedroom most of the night. I know, it was kind of sad, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's not been around a lot of dogs, so I'm gonna have to train her to get used to dogs.
She's a sweetheart, though.
Yeah, she really is. She's a good watchdog. She was a horrible guard dog. She wouldn't be able to bite anyone, but she's very alert. And if there's any animal like a deer or a cat, she did chase after that cat.
He did.
Or she, yeah. And we misgender her many times because Sasha's dad called all those animals he, right?
Yeah.
And it's actually a she, but so we misgender you.
Louise is here too.
Yeah, so
they're all very jealous of each other too.
It's a menagerie here, so
it's almost too many.
But they get along. They don't fight or anything.
Look at Louise. She wants to come up too. Come on up.
I mean, the dog doesn't chase the cats or anything.
We need a big couch.
Yeah, I know. So it was a good day. I had a lot of fun, and as I talked about on today's Gumroad, if you're not part of my Gumroad, sign up. But we have so much fun. We had a great show today, and Sasha and I have a friend. I haven't met her yet. She's a Russian heritage, and she's going to be joining us, I think, on the 4th of July. She's lives in Canada, and she's going to be visiting. So we really look forward to her come. And if anyone else is in the area, we would love just to kind of hang out with you guys. We'll probably get fireworks, maybe do a little bit of grilling. Maybe all the cats are coming up.
Now Louise is up here too.
I know, we got all the cats. So
show Mrs. Louise.
All right, here's the other cat, the black cat right here.
She's the cat that used to be on Paul's show all the time.
Yeah.
We did a show here. Oh, you got a $50 chat.
What?
$50. Time to ring that cowbell.
I am. Which is this on Rumble or is it?
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
Let me see this. $50. I missed it. Where is this?
It's it's maroon. I know.
Oh, there it is. There. Well, thank you. Here we go.
Oh, you butthole, right in my ear.
I know. Oh, I'm sorry, Button.
Oh,
so we traumatized. Thank you for the 50.
And Louise too.
All right. So, well, it's for $50. It's worth it. Yeah, I didn't mean. That's right, because it wasn't to torment the animals. Yeah. It was to torment you.
Yeah, I know.
So, like guys that are frustrated with women, they can send in their money, and it's sort of like a sadistic thing, you know.
Yes, Button, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Well, she's a woman too.
Oh, she is. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. That was a really generous donation. Thank you.
Did you read it?
Not yet. Sorry about that, Button.
Hey, Rams. First time, long time. Thoughts on Elon Musk? Can he save the U.S.? Enjoy your work. Keep it up.
Well, you know, and I'll get Sasha's opinion. It's kind of funny because Sasha, she used to do Happy Homelands with me and Night Owls. And I started Night Owls with you.
Yeah.
Because Sasha works late.
But it was just called Sasha and Paul Show.
Yeah, and it was real late. It was like about midnight. And because Sasha usually works late.
No, we did it in the afternoon first. Remember, we did it like 3 or something on Wednesday. Well, then when you were here, and then we went to nights, and then we
called it Night Owls after nights, yeah. And so that was it. But we used to do Happy Homelands too. But Sasha, I decided to do an everyday show because it's a lot more interesting, kind of like Rush Limbaugh. And Sasha, I think, kind of got burned out on politics a little bit. So Sasha and I we discuss politics some, but not as much as people think. And it's kind of funny because everyone thinks I do a political show every day. That's all I talk about in my real life, but I really don't. Maybe 20%. I do like politics, and it's not like I just do it for the show, but it's not like something I do all the time. But so I haven't even asked her this question, even though she's seen it on my show. What do you think about Elon Musk? And specifically, there was controversy the other week. He hired as CEO this lady that was involved with the World Economic Forum, and she was a big we're on YouTube now, but she was a big advocate of, things with that thing I can't talk about.
I know what you're talking about.
You guys all know that too. If I was on just Rumble only, we could say the C word that happened that YouTube won't let us talk about. What are your thoughts? A lot of people are worried that he's selling out. They're going to go back to censorship. Since then, he said, no, this isn't going to change. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I know a lot of people think he's just doing it because he wants to appease like the left by saying like, look, I'm not a right-wing guy or whatever. Right. So he's doing it like that. I don't really know. as long as they don't start censoring people again, I think that's what really matters. Like, I don't know, maybe that woman's competent on other things. If she just has to do the paperwork, and maybe, I don't know. I don't exactly know what she's doing. What is she like going to be the head?
She's going to run the business operation. She's going to be still, he's how the hierarchy would work. He still owns it,
Right.
but she's going to run the business.
I
So
mean,
that's advertisers. That's like, this is my take on it. Obviously, when you're in his position, he's not going to be the day-to-day manager of
right, because
everything.
he's got a lot
He had
on his
initially
plate.
to clean up Twitter because it's such a mess.
Right.
So you knew this was going to happen. I don't really have a problem with this. I would too, because he's got SpaceX, he's got Tesla, and he's got other things too. And he wants to get back focusing on his other businesses.
Right.
And he said, because a lot of people are worried about this, he said, no, we're not going to change our freedom of speech. And he's been still tweeting pretty base things, I'd have to say.
Well, as long as they don't make it to where she starts cracking the whip and censoring people. But I've heard some people already kicked off, like James Edwards and Jared and some other people they brought. So why did they get kicked off? Because I guarantee they probably didn't say anything.
They didn't.
So that already makes me question like what's going on at Twitter if they're already starting to do that. I don't know. I bet then you've been freed up.
Yeah, I've doubled.
Yeah, and a lot of other people's have too. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really know what to think. I think on some level, I think he wants to do good things, but he's probably just like everyone else. Like he gets stopped because, he wants to keep his business and his money.
Yeah, I think so too. I gave him my take on this, but it's $50, so I'll give it again. So I am cautiously optimistic. Let's wait and see. I don't think he bought Twitter. He didn't buy Twitter to make money because he knew it was a losing proposition. Right. He bought it because he thought it was important to have a free speech.
Because he was upset that the Babylon
Yes, literally, that was it. Because he was a big guy on Twitter, and Babylon Bee, which he followed and thought was funny, got censored, and he got so outraged. And I remember it because someone responded to him, "Well, why don't you just buy Twitter then?" And then he replied, "Well, maybe I should." And then it went through a long process from just a lark till it really happened. And remember, we never knew if he was going to buy it, but then he bought it. And then he cut like 80% of the staff. He's really trying to improve it. And he's got a lot of good ideas for it. And he's not going away from Twitter. He's just saying he's going to have her run the business.
Which is how that normally would probably run anyway.
Yeah. And if he sets the direction on censorship and the big policies, and she's running the day-to-day, get advertisers, that type of stuff, we'll have to see. I'm cautiously optimistic. And getting back to what you said, Sasha, it's not like Gab or it's total free speech. Right. And I think what happened to those people that got James Edwards and a few others, Andrew Anglin and a couple others just got banned. I think they got a list from the usual suspects, and it's disappointing, but because James Edwards is not a guy that does anything to break the terms of service. What I'm saying, and he's never even had a bad pass. And Anglin, he never broke the terms of service on Twitter too. He has a bad pass, so of sending swastikas everywhere and everything else. Right. But I don't think you should be banned because of your past. So I'm against that sort of thing. So I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. He's an improvement. Is he perfect? No. It's kind of like politics. You never get perfection. You just have to do what's the better of the two choices. Right. And so thank you very much for that. So I am still cautiously optimistic. And maybe my optimism is misplaced. I say cautiously because when it surprised me, the worst happens. But I'm hoping that's not the case. So that is it.
You had another one.
Yeah. This is Super Chat. What's gone with my Sasha's? Am I going colorblind? I just can't see these colors like they pop out.
They're not popping out is why.
Well, yeah, I know. See what I mean? They just look normal, but then when I click it, they pops out.
Right.
I thought it was, Rams ever play Age of Empires? No, I haven't. When I get the time, I still play Star Wars: The Old Republic. This is an older game, and I'm almost through with it. It's like an online role-playing game, but it's really more of like a single-player game where you go through a story.
Yeah, you've been playing that for a long time.
Yeah, I have. I just take my time and do it, and it's really good. It feels like the Star Wars universe, and
Well, some of those games take a while because they have so many levels.
Well, yeah. Well, this isn't a level game, but when they have the story you go through.
Yeah.
And you go through the story, just not of, they have different what they call classes. So there's like, you could play the Jedi, you can play like the evil Sith, or you could play a bounty hunter, and each story is different, and your choices can change the story, and it's voice acted, and the voice acting is really good. I highly recommend it, but it's not like really a multiplayer game. It's more like a single player game, but it's a good game. I will be looking to move on. I just don't have much time to play it, but when I do, I played it. I haven't played Age of Empires, and I'm looking to play another game. I heard Albion Online looks kind of good. It's like a PvP game.
You should play Plants vs. Zombies.
Well, I like more of a, war strategies, that type of stuff.
You know too.
Yeah, well, Sasha, in fact, today was playing for hours. What were you playing?
Sackboy. It's one of the Little Big Planet, the newest one.
Oh, okay.
For the PS5. If anybody's ever played Little Big Planet, it's a lot of fun.
So both of Sasha and I like to play games. We have some intersection, but we have some differences. Like, I have a friend, I won't dox him, but he's here in Fayetteville. He's a young guy, very intelligent, and we like to play some more games. But then other people, we together we play a lot more games we can both play. So
right. Well, some people have trouble like paying attention to some of those games have lots of rules, and
yeah, we play also party games when we have a party, and those are just more fun games. Or not one game we could play on here one night is that Jackbox TV. We could play on here, and actually we could play with the whole audience. They can all vote too. We should do that one night.
We should.
That'd be fun. We can't. They'll be back at our place, but yeah.
You got another chat.
We might do that. Oh, $20.
20 euro, or not euro, pounds, I think.
Well, that's pounds. Yeah, that's good. Or and I'll just do this. I won't scare the animals here. $20. Thank you.
Not like that.
I know. This is skittish dog, and these cowbells. I didn't realize how loud they are. Where they used to bring the cows home, so you're ringing outdoors. So we should do this experiment, ringing the cowbell at my house, and see at my mailbox if you can hear it that far. You think you would hear it that far?
Yeah, I bet you could.
Yeah, my mailbox is really far.
My hearing's not that great, but I bet you could.
My mailbox is quite a ways from where I live.
I bet you could hear the bell.
But I think we could. Sarah Wallace, and by the way, she's a real life friend. Sarah, we miss you. And if you happen to be down July, 4th of July, we'd love to invite you. All you guys are welcome. I mean, we'd love to have you. We're going to we'll have a fun time. We'll just have a fun time.
He's scared of Button too.
Yeah.
He's nervous too. The two most nervous animals, Buddy and Button.
Well, and the good place where I am that we can do this 4th of July, there's no people around.
Yeah.
I mean, there really isn't. It's the middle of nowhere. So we were left alone and just can have a good time out there. And okay, let's get this. We did the bell, but then I forgot to read it.
I'll read it.
Yeah, do.
It's from Mr. Friendly. Thank you. Happy birthday, Sasha. I thought of buying Nightmare 3, but I spent all day writing 2 long letters to both of you. I'll send them this week in a gift package for you two. I'll send the package this week, or I'm gay. Well, thank you. I'll look forward to that. That'll be fun.
That would be fun. That'd be great.
Oh, there's a new Zelda game. Is that on the Switch? Or it may be on Steam too. I don't know. I like to play it. I like the Zelda games too.
Yeah, they are fun. We have some crossover. It's you're not big on like shooting up games though, right?
Or no, strategy. I like Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Stray. I was playing
I've never played Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, I should buy it.
I know, so.
We were talking about it. My brother said he played Vice City every side game. I mean, I can't imagine how long that took.
Right.
Because you can be a taxi and pick people up, and you can be an ambulance driver and pick people up. There's all these side missions you can do besides the main mission. But that one's kind of like Scarface, like the story is. But you can go around killing people and running people over. It's fun to watch Brandon play it because he's so horrible at driving. He'll flip cars and just do all this. He just likes
just like real life. Just like real life. So,
But yeah, that game's pretty inexpensive. I should get it and we can play it.
yeah, that'd be fun. You heard World of Warcraft? I just saw an announcement. They're going to have a classic server called Hardcore Mode, where if your character dies before he gets to max level, it's gone.
Wow.
And I think that would be a fun to try to do that. So that'd be good. So, I haven't. What's Nightmare 3? Have you heard of
We
that
played
game?
Nightmare, those games with the VCR.
Oh, that one. Oh, okay. I thought it was
It's
a
funny
PC
because
game.
last night I mentioned that to Mosca and we were talking about wanting to play the second one, but then you guys started playing those other games. The two
Yeah.
of us were talking about how it would be fun
We
to
got to play that Jackbox on here. That'd be the fun because you could connect with like hundreds of people. So
Right.
everyone, all you guys could connect and play with us. Yeah, and you won't be doxxed because you just what you do, you put a fake name in and a code.
Right.
And so that'd be a lot of fun. Let's plan on that maybe next week. That'd be fun. So we'll play games with you guys, our friend.
Yeah, we could do games next week.
Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna do a 4th of July thing, so it should be fun. It's gonna be. I feel bad for my Canadian friend because it will be hot here.
Oh, big time.
July in Arkansas is hot. There's no getting around that. It's just hot. So that's just life here. And we got a power chat from let's see, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. This is $10. And Sasha, I love. We get to torment you, Sasha.
Oh, fun.
I know. All right, here we go. Fun.
I'm more worried about poor Button.
I know. Did it torment Button?
I've covered Button's ear.
Okay. Yeah, because she hears good.
Look at her. She likes just being up here.
Yeah, she's a lapdog. She loves Sasha.
She loves you too.
Yeah, she does. Johnny, okay, non-political question. Sasha, I leave around the house all sorts of bottle caps from my bottled soda. Would this annoy you? Or what messy habit bothers you most? What clutter in the house is the biggest pain to clean? Rams 2. So if Johnny left bottle tops on caps around around the house, would that bother you?
Yes.
And what messy habits bother you the most?
Paul likes to leave paper towels laying around and he won't throw them away, which is kind of irritating. And then I found a coffee cup lid that you had on the floor next to your chair that you left. And then you leave your empty glasses and coffee cups in here all the time for me to pick up.
But I'm pretty at my place, I'm pretty clean.
At your place here, you don't give a damn.
Well, that's because it's so
it
much
doesn't
stuff.
matter. You can still throw your trash away.
I try.
A lot of this is my work,
yeah.
like selling and stuff, and it doesn't mean you should throw your garbage around.
No, it's just
I don't go to your house and throw your shit around. Like usually, I do your dishes.
You
and
did.
Sweep
You
your floor
do.
And
I do.
Your place,
you do.
so
It is very nice.
You don't do that for me.
What clutter in the house? What clutter in the house is the biggest pain to clean? Every week at my house, I vacuum, clean the toilets in the bathroom, and sweep. I do.
We've seen your toilets, Paul.
They're clean.
No, they're not. They're wiped off. Like you don't clean the inside with the swivel.
I do too.
So they're like black inside.
No, they aren't. They're
not
cleaner.
These, but the ones that you used to have.
That is not
black.
true. My toilets, I would match with anyone's toilets. They're clean.
No, they're not. I'll get like my professional friends over there to like critique your toilets, and we'll mark off like what you didn't do right.
Okay.
I bet you don't lift the seat up and clean under there.
I do.
Okay.
So we'll just have to agree to disagree.
No, I hate cleaning the bathrooms more than anything, really. I don't mind doing laundry or even dishes, but bathrooms are just gross.
You know what I don't like? I don't like the sound of the vacuum.
Yeah, that's why I wear headphones when I vacuum.
And the Button doesn't like the vacuum either.
No, that's why Button has to go upstairs when you vacuum.
Button is kind of a scaredy cat dog. I have my study where I do my videos. You guys see me. She follows me all around the house, but until recently, she wouldn't go into the study because I use lights here, photographic lights, to help make it look a little better. And one day she was walking in the study and one fell down on her. It didn't hurt her because they don't weigh much, but she thought it was attacking her. So she's just terrified to go in there because she's sure she's going to be attacked by the lights. And I'm like, no, they're not going to attack you. So hopefully that will get better. So yeah.
John Jones says guy clean, not clean. Like that's you.
Oh, you hear Button? He decided to bark up there. I don't know what he's
Button,
barking.
stop.
I know we can't have you barking here, Button. It's not like my house. Usually Button's a very she doesn't bark much unless she sees some critter outside.
Yeah.
So she's not one just to bark. Usually she's real mellow and quiet. So she's low maintenance dog. I've never had her have an accident indoors.
No, that's good.
She's real potty trained. She always goes outside nicely and goes pee and lays an egg. That's what my grandmother used to call it when the dachshund go poop, lay an egg.
KMX wants to know if you leave bottle caps or cans or beer or soda cans around. No, he usually throws cans away.
Well, we don't have bottle caps.
Well, the lids that come off.
Yeah, we usually don't. I don't usually drink those.
Like plastic bottle lids.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Maybe I just don't do that, and I don't know.
Oh, here's another one. Corporal Prune for $2. Thank you. Top 3 most interesting historical figures.
I would have to say Hitler, number 1. He just focuses, though. Everything is based on Hitler still.
Right.
So love him or hate him or indifferent, he's number 1. I think Jesus, number 2. He just changed the world. That's an interesting historical figure. And number 3, there's so many. I'd say like Alexander the Great was just like he was pretty amazing what
George
he did.
Washington.
Yeah. So those are my 3: Alexander the Great, Hitler, and Jesus. What were your 3?
I don't know. Those are pretty good. Yeah, I mean for sure Hitler, because you hear about him constantly.
Right. He would be a good. I couldn't interview him on YouTube, but on Rumble maybe. We get the super chats for Hitler. That'd be a good question. What super chat would you give Hitler? So that'd be a good one. And yeah, so that would be.
I got a new friend up here now.
Yeah, they're all jealous of each other.
Come on, buddy, it's all right. This is Buddy.
Buddy, yeah.
Buddy's my best friend of all the animals.
Isaac Newton would be interesting. There's so many. That was a good question, though.
Lincoln. There's so many people that still talk about these people.
Yeah, I think so. The cat's going to scratch you. So
you want to come up here,
and nobody flips out. He predicted that one. So George Floyd, had George Floyd on.
Well, he should be forgotten about, really.
That was crazy. You see that Trayvon Martin? NASA they put like his spacesuit in as the museum.
Me.
He was never an astronaut. He was supposed to be. He wanted to be an astronaut one day. He's like, yeah, right. Oh, he was like a thug, and it was just like, yeah, this ass kissing is so much to bear. It's just crazy. So that was it. Oh, and today, by the way, was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I think Sasha and I talked about this last Mother's Day. Mother's Day has always been, for me, I'll go over my experiences, and then Sasha can do hers. We read that book from J.D. Vance, Hillbilly Elegy.
Yes.
And I could relate to a lot of it. His mother was very much like my mother. And it was difficult because when you're in our society, at least when I was little, they always have this idealized view of mothers, like they're these pure creatures. A mother never gets angry. A mother always understands. You know, they always have like this 50s Leave It to Beaver image of a mother. But my mother was not like that at all, ever. No, and don't get me wrong, I loved her, but my mother was bipolar, and she ran off from my dad when I was like 10 years old. My dad had custody of me then, so my father really raised me. He's still alive. And then it was a rocky relationship with her, just like J.D. Vance. My mother had a drug addiction then, and his mother was an alcoholic, I believe, and had a drug. Well, his mother got on heroin. And so I never had like, Mother's Day was just always an odd experience to me just because of the conflicted relationship I always had with my mother. And so it was just strange because I always felt like other people had like traditional mothers. Maybe this isn't the case. Maybe this is just a fake view that most people don't have that. But you know, you get this a lot. I saw Asa did. You know, I want a happy Mother's Day for my most beautiful woman in the world, my wife, and blah blah. You know, all that sugary sweet. You know, I don't know. It just puts these women on a pedestal that I haven't seen actually be the case.
Same with me. Like it was almost the same situation. You know, it wasn't. I wasn't raised by my mom either. And I had my
Mm-hmm.
aunt, my dad's sister, took care of me like when he was at work and stuff. And she was kind of bipolar too. And so she could be really, really sweet and then really, really crazy. And I don't know. Like I always gave her Mother's Day stuff, but then she died. So now at Mother's Day, I don't know, my birthday always falls around Mother's Day. I was born on Mother's Day, which
Mm-hmm.
is kind of funny. But it always falls around there. And then when I was in like a kid or in high school, I remember I was in high school one year and I had a boyfriend and his parents were getting divorced and they had to take his mom out. And so I couldn't go because they're having all these problems because they're getting divorced. And then another friend of mine, his mom and dad were going out and he was hanging out with me until they came to pick him up. And then I was going to be, just hanging around the house with my dad all day and we weren't
Mm-hmm.
going anywhere doing anything. And so he went out and told his mom, I guess, or brought up that I was alone on my birthday pretty much. And she said, well, go get her and invite her. And it was real sweet. And they took me to Red Lobster and they bought
Mm-hmm.
me a snow globe. And it was like really one of the better birthdays I had, but it was nice. But a lot of times when your birthday falls on Mother's Day, people have to always go do stuff with their moms. And since I didn't really have a mom, it was kind of like I didn't really like Mother's Day, really.
Yeah, I didn't
So
either. And it was weird with my mom because she always liked cards that, were real syrupy.
yeah,
And that's the kind she expected. And it'd always be, oh, thank you, Mother, for always being there in my life and helping me teach me right from wrong. I'm like, you weren't there. You know what I mean?
right.
And
Well, my
but
mom
she
got
wanted those cards. It's
right.
like this weird play acting that we had to pretend she was something she wasn't.
Well, my mom
And
was complaining to my grandmother. This was, I don't know, probably 10 years ago, that none of us sent her a card. And it's like, well, I mean, you didn't really you didn't raise me. You didn't take good care of my
right.
sister, my brother. She didn't really treat any of us all that well. So it's kind of like, why do you expect us to give you anything?
Yeah, your mother abandoned you on day one.
Yeah.
So
What do you expect?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Did you get this one?
which one is this? I ever play Rome Total War on PC?
Did you read that one?
I don't know. I saw Age of Empires one. I don't think I read that one.
Okay.
And so thank you. That was from
I just wanted to get it before you.
yeah, Carl 9X. No, I haven't. And I might do that. There's more games I want to play than I have time. I only have time like basically hardly have time for one, but once I get through the Star Wars game, I might try to pick up another one. I'm almost done with it. So it's a good game too. Star Wars, the Old Republic. I would definitely recommend it if you just want to. It's an online role playing game, but you don't have to play with other people really. It's
That's how my game
yeah,
is too.
it's you just go through the story and it's the only thing I don't like about modern games, and I kind of miss the older games. Modern games are just so easy
Yeah,
because I think they dumb them down because people want them that way. Because old games, I mean, it's neat because in Star Wars your characters get all these cool abilities, but everything is so darn easy. You could just use one ability and kill all the monsters.
It's not like in Mario, like the old Mario
Yeah.
games and stuff. You'd have to save up like a bunch of like men
Yeah.
lives so you could pass the hard levels. Some of the levels were easy, but then you knew like the boss levels would be hard. Some of the
Well,
Nintendo games were kind of hard.
the old games had like a real penalty for death, and you actually had to like do strategy if you're going to fight an enemy. If you guys played role playing games, you know what I'm talking about. Like you would do crowd control on some of the enemies, and you'd have to strategize. And I think what they did is try to dumb everything down to
Make
appeal
it
to everyone.
easier, yeah.
So like death has no penalty whatsoever, really. And well, you have to fix your armor, but there's so much inflation, it's nothing. There's no penalty to death. And it's because what people wanted because they got upset when they died. But what happens if death has no penalty? Then there's no excitement in the game.
Right.
So you never worried if your character is going to die. You're like, yeah, whatever. And whereas the old games, there could be pretty severe penalty if you died. I used to play Asheron's Call, and I played on a PvP server, and it was hardcore. This whereas there's no safe spaces. When you're a level 1 character, a level 100 character could walk up and kill you, and you had no defense. So tough shit. And by the way, then after they kill you, they can loot you and take your sword and your weapons. And it sucked. It was really hardcore, but it made it really exciting. So you had to think, are you going to do certain things? And they took a lot of that out of games now. And I think it's to appeal to the masses.
It is. And so you can beat the game.
Yeah.
Hey.
They're fighting.
She's on top of Big Louise. Get off of her.
Who is?
Buddy.
Oh, Buddy. It's the
She's got
cats
her
and
arm
cat.
around him like they're getting ready to wrestle.
Yeah, they have a little cat fight there. So I've noticed that with games is
Well, he just stole her seat.
they've dumbed them down. Yeah, he's alpha over her. They've dumbed them down a little bit, which I don't think is. That's why I think there's a desire for like these hardcore servers, and I know the graphics are better than ever, but I think the gameplay used to be better years ago, and it could be because years ago it's mostly men that played games or boys, and they're more competitive. Then girls get playing and they get upset if their character dies, so they have to make it easy. I don't know. I think so. So feminized.
Tell me that again when we play some old Nintendo games that I stomp you in the ground.
The games have become feminized, so I think that's part of it.
I played some hard games. Back to the Future for Nintendo.
Yeah.
I can sit down and beat that like in a sitting. It's a hard game. Brandon always used to say that I was good at all the games.
No, you're really good at games. You're like really good at Tetris and those type of games.
Well, that's all I did when I was a kid. Probably why I didn't do well in school. I spent all my time watching TV and playing video games.
Well, in this one Star Wars game, there's a sub game. The only reason I really play besides the story, it's a sub game where they have space combat against. And there, I do compete against other players, and that's fun because you're competing against other players, so it's tough. And there's some good players, some bad players, but it's not like you're just competing against dumbed down monsters that you could just kill with you could be AFK and the monsters are going to die. And I guess some people like that because you don't ever have to worry about dying or any challenge. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that.
Sounds like it's storming out.
Yeah, we get storms here. It may rain all night, then clear.
I kind of like it.
Arkansas is unusual, unlike Colorado. Colorado, the rain when it comes in is usually the afternoon, late afternoon. Here it's always late at night, and it's like 1 a.m. you hear lightning. It's kind of weird. We got another question, and this is good. And this is I should make sure we're not missing any rants too.
I've been keeping an eye.
Okay, good.
I'll keep an eye for you. Just keep the ball rolling, and I'll make sure you don't miss
Yes,
anything.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Crack the whip.
Well, it just makes it easier because people want to hear you talk, so you can talk, and I'll figure this out.
And this is from K-Max McDonald. Pop culture and mother question. In the movie Psycho, what is Norman Bates' relationship with his mother? Obsessive, guilt-ridden? How did you see it? That was, I'd have to see that movie again, and Sasha, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding, his mother died and he kept her corpse in the attic, and then he actually dressed like his mother, or he dressed like a woman.
I think so. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
I wanted to believe his mother was very controlling of him, and it was like a weird relationship that way. So I think it was some sort of obsession relationship with mother. And when I used to go to like Baptist churches, all these pastors, they had a weird relationship with their mothers, how it was always cringy because every Sunday, every Mother's Day is like, could all the mothers stand? Everyone. And then, I don't know.
And we never treat Father's Day the same.
No, Father's Day.
Yeah. So like, let's just brush off.
Screw fathers. Who gives a shit about them? But
I like
mothers.
My father a lot more than my mom.
Yeah, fathers are just bums. But mothers, they just sacrifice.
They're not all crazy. And
mothers
not
just,
all, but a lot of
mothers just love their children beyond life itself. And maybe some do, but I don't know.
I know a lot of nuts. Like yesterday, my brother came to my birthday party and we were talking. My mom has a twin sister and she's bipolar. Yeah. She lived with my dad. She's the one we talk about that had the bull. And that's a story about how the bull got killed. But I guess my brother lived with her for a while. And he said she'd be bipolar. And it was funny. She made some hamburgers. And he goes, those look like good hamburgers. He goes, these are for the dog.
Yeah.
And then I guess she married some guy when he was living there just kind of suddenly. And she got mad at my brother for some reason. I don't even remember why. It was something stupid. And the husband kind of took up for my brother and she got mad. And he said she just yelled at them. And he said, you just saw evil come out or whatever. And it was kind of funny. And it's like, yeah, she was a mother. And this is like, I don't know, just a lot of, not all women, but a lot of them are nuts. And I guess I just didn't have very good experiences. I had some friends that had nice moms. Like my friend that took me to the Red Lobster for my birthday. But then now he doesn't even like his mom. And he says she's crazy. So I don't know.
I think a lot of men have weird complexes with their mothers because they want to think their mothers are like these virginal creatures that never had sex or anything. It's really
Right.
weird.
Yeah.
And they look at their mothers as pure because a lot of these guys have weird views of women, especially guys that haven't been around women much. They do get kind of the Madonna horror. Either a woman's pure or she's a dirty whore. There's nothing in
We
between.
don't want to think your mom, I guess, is some slut.
Yeah, I know. I know. It is. It's kind of
So-
funny, but they don't see them as like real people. You know, it's weird that way.
Oh, Sarah Wallace said Chris Chan is the modern day Norman Bates.
Yeah. Chris Chan, to be fair, you know, when Kiwi Farms make fun of people, I mean, they make fun of Ethan Ralph, and I think he's a fair target because he's, you know, he's just who he is. He's not. Chris Chan is like mentally retarded,
right?
Or whatever you want to call it.
Mosca sent me a picture of him. I didn't even recognize him. Like at a grocery store, somebody saw him and snapped a picture of him, like at Walmart or something, buying groceries.
Well, he's the one they trolled him into pretending to be a girl.
Yeah.
You could troll him into anything. He's like someone, I won't say who, that we both know.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to get names of people get up if they should find out because they may watch you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when someone is mentally that off, I kind of wonder the ethics of
messing with them.
I agree. And Chris Chan was always mentally off.
Right.
And I think he was really abused on the internet. And I'm not defending him. I'm just saying he never was there. And so I never got into the, let's make fun of Chris Chan. Let's make Chris Chan do stupid things, which you can do because he's very autistic, I guess you call it. Or I don't know. He's just really off.
Mosca thinks Kiwi Farms is going to come back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they said they're going to try to do that. So
I hope it comes back.
Yeah, it's always
behind
fun.
in all my gossip stuff.
Well, I heard like the new gossip is there's some break in America First between Baked Alaska and Big Tech and Nick and
but I don't know what's going on. It's been a busy weekend.
I'm not really quite sure of all of it. My critique of America First, it seemed like to me pretty cultish. Like Nick is the supreme Führer and you can't criticize him,
I think it's been that way for a while.
Yeah, it just I don't like things like that. I just find it weird. And
it is weird.
And any sort of criticism, you're like cut out of the cult, and it's almost become a cult, and it's unfortunate.
Well, you get attacked for saying anything too.
Yeah, I'll probably get attacked by the cult followers, and that proves my point.
Right.
You can't say anything negative. It's just like this blind cult of like Jim Jones, and it's not healthy. And I've always told people that even follow me, I'm saying I'm not your Führer. I just give my opinions. You got to think for yourself. And I don't have problems when people disagree with me because I change my mind sometimes, so.
Oh yeah, somebody in the chat saying they saw footage of him fighting with some guy fighting with Nick. I saw that too. That was on Twitter.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Some
guy called him a cum hunter.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't bother to watch it because I was
surprised he fought back. I was kind of impressed that he at least tried to fight the guy back because he insulted him, and it's like I would expect him to be too much of a pussy to like defend himself.
That's one thing I'll give Ethan Ralph. He would fight with that.
Well, I don't know. Did he though? When Cog and them attacked him on the street, he just laid there and let him beat him up.
Well, he got in a fight with that transgender dude remember, or who was that guy he got in a fight with? You remember? Who you calling 5'1", you MFer? And
that was embarrassing. But I'm talking about when he had those two dudes like beat him up in Portugal. He just didn't do anything. I would have got up and like started punching some people.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. So I did see that. So that is Ethan Ralph is trying to get sober. So good for him. I hope really that he does. I'm rooting for him to get off. I guess he admits. So this isn't gossip. He's an alcoholic and he's a Xanax addiction. Yes.
I had no idea when somebody's drunk for like 3 months every day in a row on their show.
And really drunk, not like kind of drunk.
Well, I thought it was funny because his wife left him or whatever. He got clean. And then there's this guy named Godwinson that does videos. And I saw one and he was saying that he thought that it was a good thing she left him And it was just, the whole thing was pretty funny. I don't know. It's just fun to watch people that have more problems than you on the internet. It makes you feel better about your own life. That's what Jerry Springer and all
To
that
be
stuff
fair
is
to
about.
Pantsuit, it would be hard to be married to him. You move down to a foreign country. What are they going to do with their kid? Where do they go with the doctor?
Right.
You know, Mexico is Mexico. It's okay to visit, I guess, but it's Mexico.
I don't even want to visit.
It's
I have
like,
zero desire to ever go
it's
there.
not a first world country.
People always tell me, oh, it's a great place to go. I knew this woman every vacation. The woman went to Mexico. I'm like, really? Like, that's the only place you're going to go? Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's nice things to see there.
Yeah.
But there's a million places I'd get. That would be at the pretty
low
at the bottom of my list.
You know where the
places
nice places in Mexico are? The white areas that they make for the resorts. Yes.
Yeah.
And they're basically white areas.
Yeah.
Or
so why would I need to go there to see a beach when I could see one in America?
I went to Cancun to resort area, and they have literally a big wall around it to keep the Mexicans out. Well, they have workers in there, you know,
right?
But it's like fantasy land and then you're surrounded by a bunch of like Europeans and others there just laying in the sun doing that. And it's beautiful beaches. I'm not trying to say it isn't.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's just that's okay, but in itself, Mexico is very corrupt. It's dirty. It's you know,
I have no interest in going.
And
I'd rather go back to Europe. I've been to Europe. It's nice. I'd rather go back to
Canada.
And
I'm not trying to say that America. We have shitty places.
We do.
And believe me,
lots of shitty places.
We do, and I'm not.
I'm gonna get a drink of water.
And I'm not. I like a lot of Mexican people. I think they can be really great people and stuff. So I'm not saying that United States is perfect, but I think it's very difficult if you're raised in the first world to live in the third world, especially if you have a family, and that is the thing. Oh, I got a Sasha, we got a super chat from I met this guy we were just talking about him
for dinner.
Yes.
Time I wasn't there.
Yeah, Sasha didn't meet him. I think Sasha was working, but I met this couple. In fact, I met him at this Morgan Davis, $10. Thank you. Got the cowbell running. I met him and his lovely wife, I think it was, or fiance or wife. I think it was his wife. And very sweet couple. Very, very sweet couple. I mean, there's some people I meet and you're just like, oh, they're just so sweet. You know what I mean? And they're a really sweet couple. I sent a few of these, but Googled me. Let me just see what this says.
Would you read it?
Yeah, could you read that?
I sent a few of these, but Google ID'd me. I love you guys. Emma and I decided to stay in Arizona until housing prices go down. Happy birthday, Sasha, and happy Mother's Day. Sorry, have not been on in a while. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, really great guy. And so he decided to stay in Arizona, huh?
Well, until housing prices go down.
Down here in Arkansas?
Yeah, weren't they going to move down here?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to go down. They've been going up.
Yeah, so this area is popular.
Yeah, it's the housing prices. Now, housing prices here are still cheaper than
California
or Arizona,
or Colorado.
Yeah, but they're more expensive than it was, which I guess is going to be good for you and your land.
Yeah.
If the longer you keep that, the more you're going to get for it. But man, I'm happy I bought my house when I did because it's already worth more.
Oh, my brother has one of those things where you can spray your car, like paint it.
Mm-hmm.
Those things. So I could like borrow it and maybe spray paint the van to look like the Scooby-Doo van.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think that would be so cool. I could,
this is a van Sasha inherited, so
it's going to become like a van that I can sleep in if I want to go to a concert or something, and I don't have to drive.
It's going to be the love hippie van. So yeah,
well, that's what my cousin's husband said. He goes, "You're going to make it like a hippie van with the little fringes hanging around and all that."
Oh, Jenna Jameson is back on Twitter.
Oh, didn't you get in a fight with her?
Yeah, I got her. She got so mad at me and she quit Twitter because of me. And she followed me and then we got in this fight, but we made up. Maybe I should have her as a guest.
You should.
Does she? She follows me still. Yeah.
She's from Las Vegas.
Yeah, she follows me. And then we talked to each other and then we made up in private messages. So
well, I heard she had some kind of disease or some sickness or something is why she was gone for a while.
Yeah. So I don't know. I won't rehash what we got into, but you don't want to get into like a cat fight with me.
It was funny. Something about her jaw. She was talking about you had a weak jaw or something, and you said in my line of work I don't need to have a good jaw.
Yes.
I'm like, that's what you got in a fight about.
But we buried the hatchet. We buried the hatchet.
I told someone I knew that you talked to her on Twitter, and they were impressed.
Yeah, we talked it privately, and she's yeah, whatever. I don't really get starstruck by anyone. I think I would, like, if someone super famous in history, like Jesus, Alexander the Great, or Hitler, I get starstruck. But like Jane, what's her name?
Jenna Jameson.
Yeah, I don't get starstruck over that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Well, she's a porn star.
That doesn't impress me.
Yeah.
No offense. It just doesn't impress me, really. And so it's like, okay. And I don't even think I watched her stuff. So
Good for you, Paul.
I know.
She was in Private Parts, that Howard Stern movie. She was one of the. Did you never see Private
I never
Parts?
saw that.
It's pretty good. I saw in the theaters when it came out.
She looks okay for her age, I guess. Sadly, she got all tatted up, though.
She's just a few years older than me.
Really?
I think she's my sister's age. I think she's born in like 73 or 74. She might be Brando's age. I don't know. She's around our age.
I'm not just saying to suck this up to you, but you look better than her.
Well, thank you.
And
yeah, somebody says she's famous for sucking dick on camera for money. Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Well, I don't know why they all got tatted up so badly.
Everybody.
No, some people have tats, and I'm not for, if you like them, fine. I'm not judging, but I just don't get it, really. Oh, and what else movie we saw this week? Oh, this weekend I fell asleep at the last part of it, so I didn't see the ending. Virgin Suicides.
Yes.
And I don't know. I
like it.
I did. It was a little. I don't like, and Seth and I kind of clashed on this. I don't like the propaganda that's even back then of like, oh, they lived in this oppressive Christian household, so they had to kill themselves. I don't know. To me, it's just the usual
propaganda. I don't know
propaganda.
if that's why they killed themselves, though. I mean, they were.
Did you guys see the Virgin Suicides and liked it? I mean, and that girl, man, she was hot back then. What was her name?
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
I just like how dreamy everything was in it, like the cinematography.
It was good, and the music.
Was
it wasn't a bad movie. I'll give that, and it's not as.
And how 70s everything was.
And it was pretty much an all-white movie.
It was all white.
Yeah, so
I don't even think there was a black in the background.
No, it was pretty shocking. Yeah. And Kirsten Dunst was really cute back then. So I liked it.
I liked it.
It was
like a dreamy, arty kind of movie.
Yeah. And there was a bunch of blonde girls, so you wouldn't see that anymore. So we did see that, or I did, and I fell asleep at
And then we watched Grease.
Grease, yes.
And then I started to watch Starship Troopers, but I shut it off because I was doing other things, because I've never seen it. And I like Paul Verhoeven. We watched RoboCop last week, and Brandon came over and we watched it.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I just think it's overrated.
You're overrated.
I know. Thanks.
Everybody likes RoboCop. Bitches leave. I saw Hollywood God had a Bitches leave shirt on.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Like Brandon said, all the lines, the one-liners come from, or a lot of them come from RoboCop.
Yeah, I know. It was not bad. I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I just thought it was overrated. Is he the one that did Showgirls?
He is.
Yeah, Showgirls. He does a lot of satire.
Don't you dare tell me you like Showgirls better than RoboCop. Oh, come on. I like Showgirls.
The Showgirls
too,
is satire.
Way better.
Maybe I think RoboCop is satire too a little bit.
It was like because remember the part where that guy gets killed by the Ed 209, and he's like, "What did you think of Kenny? Pretty sad break." And he's just like, "Yeah, that's just life in the big city."
Yeah,
just shrug it off.
Yeah, that was it.
But yeah.
So we did that. We saw Grease, and Sasha always had a thing for
John Travolta.
To be fair, though, when I was that age, I had a thing for Olivia Newton-John. I thought she was pretty.
Oh, let me show you something that's funny that I got.
Although,
she was pretty, and they could all sing. Somebody in the chat said Grease is the worst.
Like, worst what?
Grease is great. Well, maybe I won't.
Well, it's not a deep movie. It's just a fun movie. I don't
know what I'm going to do with this yet. If I'm going to make something out of it or what. I used to have his vinyl too. Remember he sang that song? You gotta let her in. He had a music career there for 5 minutes in the 70s. This is great. It's got like all these pictures and postcards of him from the 70s. And what year did this come out? 1978 is when this came out, the same year as Grease. So this was when he was like the height of his fame.
And Sasha was lamenting that she didn't even recognize the new John Travolta.
Do we have to look at this? It's depressing. I just want to keep him like the way he was.
I wouldn't recognize him unless someone told me it was. I have troubles. I heard that some people have this with faces in recognizing people, especially when they get older. And like, if this guy was sitting next to me, like on a plane, I wouldn't say, "Oh my God, you're John Travolta."
I think I can tell John Travolta.
Well, I can now. You tell me. But if I was, I don't. Would you guys? If you guys just got on the plane and you weren't really looking around, just kind of looking, but some guy sat next to you, looked like this, would you go, "Oh my God, John Travolta"? I wouldn't. Think it's some guy that works for Oracle or something.
I don't know. I'd have to see him, but I can tell it's John Travolta. Well, I told you I saw Tate Donovan at the airport in Rome, and he had like a helper, know. And the person I was with, I was like, "Holy shit!" Because we were watching Damages at the time; it was still on. And I was like, "That's Tate Donovan," and it was. But I didn't say anything to him because I don't want to bother him. But I think that's the only time I ever saw a celebrity outside of a convention somewhere in public. But I was able to recognize him.
Yeah, so that happens to these people, I guess. And it's kind of that's the way it is. But yeah, a lot of people liked him. So
yeah, I liked him. I liked him in Grease and Carrie and
and we were talking about,
Saturday
and
Night
this is
Fever,
a thing I
Blowout.
really hate. You hear all these slurs against white people that white people can't dance. They were all white in that movie, and they were dancing well.
They were.
There's
Fred
good
Astaire,
dancers, yeah.
Ginger Rogers, like, give me a break. Rita
I mean,
Hayworth.
there's more to dancing than this thrusting your butt in the air.
Right.
Okay, I'm just saying there's more to dancing, and white people can do more than thrust their butt in the air. So I think that's something, and I thought they were good dancers. Not just John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, the whole cast was dancing well. So
they were.
I think that's one of those memes that's not really true.
It's not. Well, how do you explain ballet?
Well,
and
yeah,
all that stuff. If we can't dance, it's bullshit. It's just another way to talk shit about white people.
It is. And well, it's like the white people don't season your food. I'm like, what are you talking about? White people have the best. They're invented the great foods,
right?
Spices and everything.
Julia Child was white.
Yeah, I know. It's the whole thing is just ridiculous. So, but that's
Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, I had that in the can. That's good. Yes. I think that is just a slur that they do, but it's kind of bad. So, but it was a fun movie. I mean, it's not, those movies, you have to look at a movie for what it is.
Yeah, it's a fun musical.
It's just a fun movie. It's not a deep movie.
No, it's not supposed to be.
It's not like Apocalypse Now or Dr. Zhivago or something deep. It's just a fun movie. And I told Sasha, if they ever had Apocalypse Now, Dr. Zhivago, what was the third one I said I would like to see in the movie theater?
I don't remember.
But there's some movies, if they come back to the movie theater, I'd love to see it on the big screen again.
I'd love to see Pee-wee's Big Adventure because I never saw that in theaters. I'd love to see Boogie Nights. I almost got to see that in theaters, but it didn't happen.
It might be fun. K-Max brought up Psycho. That'd be fun to see on that. Didn't you say The Birds is coming?
The Birds is going to be in Halloween.
Yeah, that's Hitchcock.
Rain Man's going to be playing in like September. Me and Paul talking about. I thought Rain Man was good. I thought it was funny. It made me laugh.
I probably should watch it again.
You
the reason I didn't,
it
was the stupid reason I didn't really care for it this much because at the time I was like a real card counter.
Right.
In fact, I got banned from those casinos. This is when you could count, and they had him as a card counter. And the way they made it is like it's some magic thing that it's not.
But it was a movie. That's why it was called Rain Man. I'm like,
that's not how card counting works, and you don't have to be a genius to count cards.
Right,
and it's like I don't know.
But they had to show, like how special he was.
Yeah.
Kind of like with the toothpicks. Nobody could do that either. Like somebody drops toothpicks on the floor, 296 or whatever he said. You're not going to know that. But I just thought he was funny, and I thought Tom Cruise played the perfect asshole in that movie. I don't know. You should watch it again because that Forrest Gump was like the next movie that was big that came out about somebody that was, special. I thought Rain Man was a better movie than Forrest Gump, and I know that's probably not a popular opinion, but I like it better.
Yeah.
You got another super chat.
All right, then we're gonna do a
Looking at girls again.
Well, I want to see Kristen Dunst up. She still looks okay.
She does, but she's younger than me. She's like what 41 or.
Well, let me just well, some of this is just all made up too, so I'm just trying to get a I think she still looks okay. Let me take a look here. I'm trying to look one that's not ugly, but not super.
I think she looks good.
Yeah, she still looks pretty good, and she's I mean she's too old to date Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, it'd be not age appropriate for him to date her, but
she's younger than him.
Well, it's still not age appropriate because he just doesn't date over 24. I think
she looks mostly like she did, just a little older. She doesn't look like she's had a bunch of surgery.
She looks like a real estate agent now, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but that's all real estate. She's got big boobs, I guess, but I don't know. She's attractive still for her age. How old is she?
I think she's like 41. She's
a
little bit younger than me.
Yeah, she's not bad. I still give her. She's still okay. She's still okay.
You still bang her, right? I'm just teasing you.
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah.
She's not. She's still sexually attractive. Put it that way. I think. Whereas some aren't. Like, who's that one that turned out to be hideous? Oh, that lady that was in Top Gun. She's like horrid.
Oh, but she's old though.
I know.
I mean, she's like in her 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly McGillis.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like a lot older than Kirsten Dunst.
Right.
Kirsten Dunst is only like 41.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly McGillis is probably like 65 or something. I don't know. She's in her 60s, I'm pretty sure.
Well, Madonna, I wouldn't have sex with her anymore. She just looks scary.
She does look scary.
That would frighten me. Could you imagine waking up in the middle of the night and seeing her face next to you? That'd be horrifying.
Maybe.
I already have night terrors.
That she probably has.
Well, yeah. I bet she could have. You'd have to wear at least 3 condoms. Maybe you would.
K-Max sent you a super chat.
All right. I'm going to bring this up here. So thank you, K-Max. I appreciate that. But I think Kristen Dunst is still attractive for her age. I know women always hate that modifier. Okay, here we go. Where is this? Okay, here we go. This is it? No, here it is. You can read it.
I have it. Thank you. It's a $10 you're supposed to ring.
Oh, yeah. $10. Thank you.
One of the few movies I think captured America's recent changes with the difficulty they caused was Gran Torino. Did Rams or Sasha see this? Clint Eastwood directed. I think it was very good. Yeah, we watched it a few months ago.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I did too.
I think most Clint Eastwood movies are pretty good. I liked $1 Million Baby was good. I guess really haven't seen a ton of his movies now that I think about it, but those two were good.
Yeah. And we got one, and I think you're going to like this one. And this is $10. Thank you. You want to read this one?
Yes, thank you. Dylan Sharding, thank you. Sasha is way hotter than Kirsten Dunst. Super cute.
Oh, she is.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sasha is she's a cutie, so I agree with that. I agree with that.
Now you're gonna get called a simp.
Yeah, that I probably will, but I don't care.
Mr. Friend.
I know. I'm just guys. I'm just saying this on. Of course, I'm biased, but I mean, you're thin and you're not tatted up, and you look good.
Like super thin.
I think you're
thin.
I've
lost 10 pounds, but I could lose 10 more.
You should stand up and show how thin you are.
I don't want to stand up.
She's thin. So
not that thin. Well, they saw the hoarding video. I'm standing up, so
yeah, yeah. So
Mr. Friendly B, €2. Thank you. How can a casino prove that you're counting cards, Paul?
Oh, they don't have to prove it. Just let me. I'll explain counting cards really quick. All it is when there's a lot of face cards left in a deck, and so you can only really do it effectively with 1 or 2 decks, and it's something you really can't do anymore because they changed the rules of blackjack. But in the old days, you would have a edge on the casino at certain times in the game. If you kept track of which cards were played, you could say, oh, right now the deck's in the favor of the players. And so what you would do is increase your bets high. Then it wasn't guaranteed you would win. It was just your odds were in your favor. And then when the odds weren't in your favor, you would bet the minimum. So all the card counting is when the odds aren't in your favor, you bet the minimum. And then when it goes in your favor, you bet high. And what caught me, you had to kind of disguise it. And I was playing at a fairly low table. I mean, I won at the table like over $1,000, but it was only a $5 table. And so I would bet like 5, 5, 5, 5. Then I'd be like 100 and then I'd win. And then people are like, how do you always know when to bet? And they caught on to me. That's how they know. But it's not illegal. A lot of people think it's cheating. It's not cheating. It's not cheating. If you cheat, like try to sneak cards in or fake dice, you go to prison.
Right.
And so it's not illegal at all. I mean, how can it be illegal to keep track of the cards in your head?
Right.
It's just you're playing skillfully. But how they ruled is the casinos are private businesses, and they can kick people out for whatever reason or not allow you to play. I wasn't kicked out of the casino. I just couldn't play blackjack. I could play other games. So that was at the Four Queens, by the way, where that happened. I think I took you in there. So that's how they do it. So they don't have to prove it. They just have to. Mostly they just do it if you're, winning and stuff like that. So.
Oh, a movie that would be fun to see in the theater would have been Goodfellas.
Yeah, I love Goodfellas. That was a good movie.
Think a Casino made me think of Goodfellas, but that would be one of those kind of epic, like Boogie Night type movies that's long and real action filled.
Yeah.
They haven't had a movie like that in a while. Somebody should do a really good movie again. Where the hell is Martin Scorsese? Make a movie.
Yeah.
Departed was good too.
Yeah, that was it.
He's probably one of my favorite directors, really.
And that was pretty good. So
you getting tired?
No, I was just looking at something. I see Wife with a Purpose is back on Twitter. That's good.
Oh, good.
But she's got her car. Yeah, too. She got restored back on. She should have. She's a sweet lady. Why the hell
did she ever get kicked off?
It's just crazy because she's never did anything wrong. She's a sweet lady. It was just she got it in the. She's on Twitter, but it's locked, so you have to just invitation only or whatever. So, yeah, I haven't talked to her in a long time, but she's a sweet lady. Always liked her.
Here's a love bug here.
Yeah, 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 it is. So let's see, what time is it? We want to about wrap up pretty soon.
Sure.
I got to take a button out to go to the potty.
A shower too.
Yeah, and then I got to get up in the morning. Tomorrow morning, I am going to do the show from here. Then I'm going back to the Wolf's Lair, and I got to get out the chainsaw and cut up a tree branch that fell on my drive. I have used to be a road, now it's my driveway. It's a lot, 500 feet, I think. So there's like trees on each side, which just makes it kind of pretty. But whenever there's a storm or something, things fall down.
Oh, somebody's talking about The Irishman in the chat. I saw The Irishman.
That was a good one. That was a good.
But it wasn't like his best movie.
I liked it though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Robert De Niro was in there,
Yeah, he's on like all of his movies. I think.
Yeah, I was good. I really did like that.
We should watch Taxi Driver sometime.
I've never seen that. Yeah. So
I think Goodfellas was his best movie, really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's my favorite. I liked After Hours too.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that one? It was the comedy where the guy ends up in the clay or whatever, the paper mache at the end.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to meet that girl and she's crazy and he sneaks out of there and he needs to get back the money to get home for a cab. Do you remember that movie? And there's all these weirdos, like the girl that has like an apartment that looks like the 60s in it and everything. She has a beehive hairdo. You remember that? That was a Scorsese movie.
I think I remember that a little bit. So
yeah, I see somebody in the chat saying that too. The After Hours was fun. It is. I never saw King of Comedy. Maybe I'll have to get that one.
I wanted to show you, maybe I'll show this yesterday. I worked briefly in Switzerland. I think I told you this. And everyone asked what's the most prettiest, my favorite foreign country I've ever visited is Switzerland. And here's an example of it. In the screen. So. It's God's earth. It's just Switzerland's such a beautiful place. And I was in Zurich, but man, that was nice. Just a beautiful country. I had good memories from Switzerland. Had a lot of great times there. So Switzerland was a nice place. So if any Swiss people, love your country. And I guess we'll about wrap up. It's been a fun show.
It has
We
been.
rang the bell quite a bit. We scared Sasha and the dog.
I don't know where the dog's at now.
Probably,
Where is she?
probably is she? I'm gonna have to get her because she has to go to the bathroom. Oh, well, here we go.
Oh, she might be in bed.
No, so this was a delayed. I said here we go because on the Rumble there's always a delay. So
yeah. So you got everything, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. So then after this, I'll take the dog. Then I gotta set up the show for tomorrow. That's the only thing I don't like about Rumble. You only can set up one after the other. With YouTube, I can set them all in advance for a week. So, but
yeah, I should take a shower. You walk the dog. We should watch a movie before we go to bed.
Sounds good.
Let's watch something from the 70s.
That sounds good. We'll do a movie night here. So, and then tomorrow, it's supposed to be nice this week in the 70s, by the way.
Good.
So this is our rainy time of year. It's just the spring, you get a lot. Everything's green in this part of the country because it rains a lot in the spring. I don't really mind it, but
I like the rain, but I'm going to have to go mow the lawn at my dad's
next Saturday. We got another, if people keep sending super chats or power chats, we stay on. That's for sure. That's a rule. And this is Robert. Thank you, Robert. $3. And do you have, Ramsey, do you have to be asked to do this, but would you do a virtual speech again like you did for Estonia? I think it was your best speech ever. Well, thank you. Sure, I would do them. By the way, I've done not just a virtual speech in Estonia. I actually traveled to Estonia, and that was probably my second favorite country I've ever been in. Man, what a beautiful place. Everyone's blonde there too. They have more blondes than anywhere in the world.
Estonia does?
Yes. The average person is blonde. It's just amazing place. Beautiful people. Beautiful country. I really loved Estonia. And I wish them all the well. They were great people. So I love Finland. I love Sweden, Hungary. Of course, I lived there. I was at Austria. That was beautiful. And I never really explored France yet, except the airport, which I'm not impressed with. But that's not fair. So, but yeah, I recommend Estonia as a really great country. It's cold. When I went there, it was like January. It was froze. It was cold, but it was beautiful. That's for sure. But guys, thank you very much for supporting us. I really do appreciate this. And tomorrow, we continue with the Ramsey Paul Show at 11 a.m. Central here on YouTube and Rumble. And then the second half is on Rumble. And I still need to get a guest. I will shoot out a guest.
Jared, people were asking for him. Just ask him.
I think I will.
He'll do it if he's not busy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And we'll do that on the Rumble part. All my interviews are just on Rumble now because we can't talk on interesting things on YouTube anymore. Really.
We can't have interesting guests on there either.
No. It's got to be very generic.
We just got one.
Well,
I'll read it. Mr. Friendly V, thank you. Sasha, the movie Time After Time is for 1979. I've seen that, but I don't remember, but I do have it downloaded because I think we talked about it before. Or no, maybe you sent it to us. I've got it somewhere, and I'm going to watch it. I just haven't had a lot of time. Like, I'm trying to kind of catch up now with movies and stuff. I've been busy with all the stuff with my dad.
And that's the year you were born, 1979. Yeah.
I don't know what other good movies came out in 1979.
It was funny before the show started. Sasha was looking at. She was on the Jerry Springer show.
Right. Well, I wasn't like a guest. I was in the audience.
Oh.
And they have on Roku TV.
Mm-hmm.
They have a bunch of episodes from the 90s of Jerry. Mm-hmm. So I pulled my old journal out and I was trying to figure out what time it aired. And I have the day I was on. I was on October 21st, 1998, but I don't know what day it aired because I think that's when it'll show like original air date.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I'm always trying to find it because you can see me and my friend sitting behind Jerry. Like he would stand, we were in like the second row, and he would stand right in front of my friend and you could see us a lot.
No, you should have said, get out of the way, Jerry. You're in my way. Yeah, you had a fun time there too.
Yeah, yeah, it was great.
Yeah. He died, right?
Yeah, it was sad. I know a lot of people hate him, especially like in the sphere, but I like Jerry.
Well, he was the first one to really make trash TV popular.
I know, but it was fun. To me, it was always like those are people I don't want to be like when you would watch Jerry, but
Yeah.
I guess some people
It's
didn't give a shit.
It was a freak show. Yeah.
It was a freak show.
Mhm.
But at the time, I mean, I don't know. It was fun.
All right. This has been a fun show, guys, and we will see you next week.
Oh yeah, he sent it to us. Yeah, we have it. It's at Paul's
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
We'll watch it. We'll make a note to watch that.
We'll watch that, and we'll give you a review of that. And we're catching up on a lot of the movies and stuff. So it seems like I have like a whole list of books and movies to get.
Me too, and I'm behind and everything because for like 6 months I was having to go see my dad, having to go when he was staying with my cousin almost every Saturday. We would go there. And then I don't know. Now I have to go out there like to his house like once a week and mow the lawn and clean up garbage. So that eats up a lot of my time. Plus working full time.
We'll do more videos. People want to see the progression.
Well, we have one video we made of just me going through. I found this bag of posters just as a side one because I said for my channel we could just put some stuff on the side. Like I have a bag over there and it's full of stuffed animals, but I haven't gone through it. And it's mostly like stuff from the claw machine. Back in the 80s, I'd go to Skateland and play the claw machine and win a bunch of stuffed animals. But I haven't really gone through it. I just kind of like unzipped it and peeked in. But I thought that would be something fun too for my toy channel and everything. Just to, as we get stuff, I can go through it and show some of it. I already spray painted some of the lawn ornaments. It looked pretty good. And I spray painted a table for Paul. And so he has a new table for his patio.
It looks nice. It really does. So, it looks nice. Yeah. And Sasha put some flowers in. It looks nice too.
Yeah. So. And I planted a flower garden last weekend. So once I get we get married and I move in with him full time, I'll have more time. We'll have more time to watch movies and do stuff. And it's just hard.
Tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to have to work on my lawn because the grass grows so damn fast this time of year. And I'm already behind mowing.
Well, on Saturday, because we didn't.
And then I got to do the chainsaw on the limb that fell down.
Oh, right. And that takes time. And then next Saturday, we have to go. Yeah. Brandon's going with us and he's going to bring his mower and we're going to have to knock out the yard at my dad's and I got to start picking up garbage. So that's like a never ending thing. So I'll be glad when I can just go back to watching movies and being a bum like I was before, just working my job and going home watching movies.
Yeah.
Because I got to start putting crap on eBay again too. And I got some stuff to mail too. So
yeah,
it's always busy. I'll catch up pretty soon.
That sounds good. All right, guys. Thank you. It's been a really fun. These shows are always fun. A lot of people like these the best. And it's our weekly show with Sasha, and it's always fun. We never prep for it, which is kind of fun too. It's just like we're friends with you guys and just talking. Right. And that's what this show is. So, but my other show, I do prep, and I did some prep already, but I got to get up early in the morning and do some more prep. But it should be a good show tomorrow. And thank you guys, and talk to you later.
Bye.